Hello, Kiss Army. I'm Pasquale Veri.
And I'm Clarice Pera.
So last week, Claudia and I got together for breakfast to discuss how we could take our show to the next level. We came up with the idea of creating a 10 to 15-minute series of short form episodes that we call Let Me Know, a Short Kiss. Now, this show will allow us to work outside of the confines of our podcast. For example, you're going to see things like current and trending Kiss topics, vinyl and merch reviews, unboxings. The sky's the limit to what we can do on this series. So let us know what you want to see. But what is most important is interacting with you, the Kiss Army. So whatever we release an episode, we want to hear from you. Let me know, let us know what you think, and let's get the discussion going.
And on the same token, as Paz was saying, we want to thank you. You want to thank our fans for the support, your comments. And in order to do so, we want to also to mention a couple of comments that we've seen in some of the past episodes. For example, we got nice feedback from Mr. Simonali, from Alf in Argentina. And I want to read especially one from Julian Caesar, that when we were talked about, the shows in New York, which was an episode that had a lot of traction because of the momentum and because what happened on those shows. And it's kind of related to the topic that we're going to be discussing today on the short, as Bas was saying. So Julian, he was saying, thank you for your thoughts, everyone. Great podcast. I've seen it on pay-per-view, the show, but now listening to you guys, feel like I was there. So, Julien, he's saying that he saw them in Madison Square Garden in '96. And he also says that he agrees with Tony Mann, that was one of the guests in that show. And that Kiss were probably trying to keep it together. So all in all, just to say that we're reading all of your comments. We're taking everything that you say into account. And we would really love to hear from you on this new format, on these new short talks that we're going to be doing with Pasc. So thank you again for your support.
So we want to hear from you on the following topic. So a few days ago, UltimateClassicRock.com released an article called Bruce Kulick on the Final Kiss Show. KISStory was not represented. So Claudia, what are your thoughts about this? Was Bruce right? Was KISStory not represented on the final shows?
I think that Bruce was right. He was right on the spot. And it's interesting because we were reading over the last couple of days since we got the news, people, saying that, we're Kiss fans. We're always complaining. We're always crying. It is not possible that 50 years old guys, were complaining because, they didn't add one song to the set list, or Ace or Peter didn't show up, or because we didn't have the golden ticket. Again, this is just our opinion, and I think that Paz, you share with me. This is not about complaining. We're just talking and we're giving out our opinions. And in this specific case, I don't think that Bruce is being disrespectful or anything like that. He's just saying that KISStory was not represented in the last Kiss shows at Madison, and I fully agree with that. So if we wanted to take that moment to celebrate the 50 years of history of the band, you should at least mention, some of the previous members, some of the people that were really close to the band that made actually happen a very successful band like Neil Bogart, Bill O'Coin, and you name it. But yeah, so in summary, Pasc, I think that he's right on, and coming from Bruce, who's always been very close to the band. He still keeps close ties with them. I think he has the right to say what he thinks, and I think it's fair. And I think that also kind of expresses what many fans like us think. So, what do you think? What's your take?
It's funny. I told Brenda, my girlfriend, about this episode. She goes, Pasquale, your podcast is becoming negative. I go, what? What do you mean negative? It's not negative. We're expressing a point of view. Yes, we love the band. We have a passion for the band, but it doesn't mean we have to like everything. And we're not trashing anybody. We're just stating an opinion that, yes, the final show was a fantastic show, but it missed the mark in attempting to represent KISStory that it really should have done something special on that night, and they didn't. And that's what Bruce Kulick was talking about.
Mhm.
Now, Bruce, he's a class act. He never has anything negative to say about anything or anyone. And he dealt with this like he does everything else with such class. And he basically expressed the idea that there was no way that he was going to be on stage with the band.
Yeah,
Sort of Doc made it clear. He mentioned in the interview that, oh, we're not a jam band.
that's right.
Well, did you go on the Kiss cruise? They jammed with several people in the cruise. Don't
Oh
say they're
yeah.
not a jam band. They're basically indirectly telling Bruce, no, it's not going to happen. Okay,
Hmm.
fine. But at least, like you said, let's do some kind of video representation of all the people involved, representing their 50 years, the people that got them on that stage.
Yeah.
Not even that. And it's interesting because, Paul and Gene are these successful businessmen, but constantly fighting with Ace. It's constant drama with
Yeah,
other band members. Bruce, and he mentioned in the interview, he's still close friends with Peter Criss, Ace
absolutely.
Frehley,
Even
Eric
with
Eric
Ace.
Singer, yeah,
Hmm.
Tommy Thayer.
Hmm.
I was it? I think it's an ex-member of Grand Funk Railway as well, or something like that.
Yeah.
And yes, you want to keep positive ties with other people because it's in his best interest and in their best interest to maintain those ties, and that's exactly what he's doing.
I wanna also stress the fact that I think I said it before, but I think that in this case, Bruce, he wanted to kind of take the lead and and uh, and share with everybody and express what most of the fans are
Yeah,
feeling these days. Okay, so and in the interview, he mentions that he makes it clear that it's not him saying those things. Sometimes it's more what the fans were telling him, and it must have been hurting for Bruce when people were calling him, asking him, "Hey, are you going to be in New York? Am I going to see you tonight?" And being such a significant part of history, it must have been tough for Bruce, to deal with it. Not even to be in the room. And I fully agree what he said. He didn't want to be kind of a party, a pooper showing up without being invited, right? So this is not typical from Bruce, of course.
no, no, absolutely not. And Bruce has been fantastic representing 80s Kiss. He's kept the torch alive for so many years,
Oh yeah,
and he's a huge part of the Kiss cruise. You would think that Paul and Gene would reciprocate that with a thank you, at least to him, to
mm,
his part in Kissery, a thank
right,
you to what you've done for the band.
yeah,
Because, we often talk about Vinny saved Kiss and this person saved Kiss. They all had a part in it.
yeah,
And if each and every one of them, including Mark St. John, weren't in the
yeah.
band, who knows where Kiss would be today,
Yeah.
you know?
And in circumstances like this, when a band like Kiss, calls it in terms of touring, there's always this tendency of remembering at least people who passed away, like Eric Carr. How is it possible that you're not going to mention or not even put an image of Eric Carr on the screens, as part of the celebration, as part of a thank you? And to me, I think it all comes to this, when Bruce is saying that those two shows did not represent, history. It's a fact, he's not criticizing the show, as you said, fantastic shows with all the bombastic stuff, but it was one more show. I didn't experience it as the final show.
Also after seeing the pre-show and having seen it live, wouldn't it have been cool if Bruce was there
Oh
being
yeah.
interviewed?
Oh
That would
yeah.
have been amazing. The Kiss Kids being interviewed was really cool. And
Oh
I
yeah.
was sort of expecting, the Kiss Kids, the family, if Bruce was there, just to come up on stage, a final bow. These are some of the people that brought us here. Thank you so much. Cloud of smoke. And
Yeah.
then a video comes on
Yeah.
celebrating the 50 years and the people that got them there.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would have cried like a little baby. It wouldn't
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
taken
Yeah.
it wouldn't have taken much.
Yeah.
And we are January 9th. I just saw an article from Tommy Thayer
Yeah, I
saying
saw
that
that.
yeah, we're not where we want to be with the avatars yet. So if you don't want to be where you are with the avatars, why did you even present it on that final night?
On that special occasion. I think that that even it made it worse, because if you were telling me that they used the final show as a commercial to promote what's coming up, and something is coming up like right away, I could try to understand what they wanted to do. But now, the next show 2027, and Tommy Thayer saying that they're not even ready, or there's a lot of improvement to come on this. So what's the point of using? I can only think that it was made on purpose, not to get emotional, not to kind of make it too nostalgic. I don't know. But again, we're gonna fall on the trap of talking about the last show. But this is all about what Bruce was saying, and I think we both agree that he's fully right. And we also wanted to know from our audience, from our listeners. We would love to ask you. So, do you think that Bruce is right? Do you think that KISStory was represented or was not represented during the last two shows at Madison Square Garden?
So don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll talk soon. Take care, Kiss Army.